So hello everyone. The topic that is assigned to me is all about kayaking and canoeing. So my name is Nicole Diaz from Grade 12 STEM A, and I am here to discuss the lesson 2 of Module 2 in Hope for this semester. So without further ado, let's go into the lesson. For our first activity, what's in Learning Task 1, Warm You Up. This activity will prepare you for physical activities like recreational activities such as aquatics using general or sports warm-up exercises. So in this activity, we are expected to do a warm-up routine or an activity that can warm up our body before proceeding to the further lesson. So paano nga ba natin ito gagawin? First is to choose a partner, which is any member of our family. So, yung partner na yon, siya yung magre-record sa ating gagawin na warm-up activity. Second is to do a light jogging around your house for gradual elevation of your heart rate. And lastly is to stretch your legs, arms, and back for several minutes. So, madali lang siyang gawin, lalo na kung familiar na kayo sa iba't ibang aerobic activities like light jogging and some stretching activities na rin na makakatulong para ma-warm up yung katawan natin before we engage further into the lesson. So expected tayo na gawin to in 5 to 10 minutes. And nakikita nyo pa sa module yung iba't ibang conditions or iba't ibang directions na ibibigay sa atin. So let's move forward. Okay, for what's new and what is it? So nandito na tayo sa lesson exemplar or dun sa pinaka importanteng part ng lesson natin, which is the discussion about kayaking and canoeing. Ayan siya. For the lesson outline, so ito yung mga aabangan natin na i-discuss sa lesson na to. First is the difference between kayaks and canoes, the basic parts of kayaks and canoes. Third one is how does one start the canoeing and kayaking adventure? So dito napapaloob yung iba't ibang preparations and procedures na dapat nating isaalang-alang at isaisip sa tuwing magi-start tayo ng canoeing and kayaking adventure natin. And last one is the health benefits of paddling, kayaking, and canoeing. Kung paano ba nakakaapekto ang kayaking and canoeing sa pag-improve ng ating health-related fitness. Paddling through rivers. A great way to explore rivers, lakes, canals, and other bodies of water is through the use of boat. So kinikilala natin ang boat bilang isa sa mga makahalagang invention or discovery na naganap sa mundo. Bakit? Dahil nabigyan tayo nito ng iba't ibang opportunity, lalo na yung mga ancient people na makapag-trade and makapag-transport from one place to another. So, mula noon na ginagamit siya for economical purposes, ngayon naman, mas naging malalim yung appreciation natin sa paggamit ng boat dahil ginagamit na rin siya as way to improve our physical fitness, kagaya ng ginagawa natin ng kayaking and canoeing. So, ang kayaking and canoeing requires a specific type of boat, which is kayak for kayaking and canoe for canoeing. And both of them have their specific requirement or specific characteristic na malalaman natin as we progress in this lesson. Okay. So first one, nandito tayo, di-differentiate natin yung kayak from canoe. So let's start with a kayak. Kayak has a covered deck. Kayakers extend their legs and seated low. And kayak uses double-bladed paddle. So ayan yung characteristics na meron ang kayak or ang kayaking activity in general. Next naman is yung canoe. A canoe is wide open. So compared to kayak, na covered ang deck niya, ang canoe naman is wide open. Meaning, bukas siya. Wala siyang covering, walang nakatakip sa kanya or nakabalot. Second, a canoeer on one hand sits on a raised seat or kneels at the bottom of the boat. So kitang-kita natin yung difference ng canoeer sa kayaker based on their position as they do the activity. Lastly, canoe uses single-bladed paddle. So compared sa kayak na double-bladed paddle, sa canoe naman gumagamit lang tayo ng single-bladed paddle. And merong explanation kung bakit ganun. Kung bakit meron silang difference sa paddle na ginagamit sa kanila. And malalaman natin yun mamaya. What is the difference between kayaks and canoes? So historically, there are some similarities and difference in terms of kayaks and canoe. So yung differences and similarities na yun, nag-range siya sa kung paano ginagamit yung kayak and canoe at sa kung anong material ba sila gawa. So basically, ginagamit yung kayak to hunt marine life, meaning ginagamit siya pwedeng sa pangingisda or sa panghuhuli ng kahit anong marine life na pwedeng makain ng ating mga ancestors. Yung canoe naman, on the other hand, is ginagamit for transporting goods and people. So para makarating ka from one place to another o para madala mo yung isang bagay from one place to another, ginagamit mo yung canoe. Ang pagkakapareha naman nila is parehas silang gawa sa material na present dun sa environment. Halimbawa na lamang ay yung kahoy. So noong unang panahon, karamihan ng kayak and canoe is gawa sa kahoy kasi yun yung immediate environment na meron ang tao. At yun din ang immediate resources na meron sila. So nandito naman tayo sa canoeing. So from its etymology, the word canoe originated from the carried word canoe, which meant dug out. So tandaan natin yung salitang canoe at ang ibig sabihin niya is dug out. How it is made. Canoes were originally made from large tree trunks. So ito yung mga trosong kahoy na nasa gubat at kinukuha ng ating mga ancestors noon. At ang ginagawa sa kanya is pinapatuyo at sinusunog yung gitna para magkaroon siya ng deep or somehow semi-deep na curve. And doon naka-place yung kayaker, yung canoer, and doon din nila nalalagay yung goods nila. After which, the whole process took 1 moon or 28 days. And ang common version or well-known version ng canoe is na-introduce ng mga North American Indians. So nandun sila sa northern part ng America and gawa naman yon sa wooden ribs. Material. The birch tree was the better choice, though because it was lightweight and smooth, and most importantly, it was resilient and contained waterproofing qualities. So iyon yung apat na property na hinahanap natin sa isang material para isa siya sa maging better choice sa paggawa ng canoe. First, it should be lightweight. By means of lightweight, ibig sabihin kaya siyang i-transport, kaya natin siyang bitbitin, at kaya niyang mag-float sa ibabaw ng tubig. Second, it was smooth. Hindi siya yung ganong ka-rough or porous para pasukan ng tubig. Third, it is resilient. It is matibay. Matibay siya at kaya niyang i-resist yung kahit anong harsh weather conditions, lalo na't nakababad sa tubig yung canoe. And most especially is yung meron siyang waterproofing qualities. Importante na merong waterproofing quality ang material na gagamitin sa paggawa ng canoe dahil hindi dapat ma-soak or hindi dapat ma-drench yung material na yun sa tubig dahil may tendency siya na lumubog. For the record, the oldest known canoe, H.O.P.E canoe, is believed to be constructed between 8,200 and 7,600 BC. At ito ay natagpuan sa Netherlands. So ito yung picture ng H.O.P.E canoe. So makikita natin kung gaano siya tumagal sa panahon, hindi ba? Gawa siya sa wood and nandoon yung parang carving na ginawa ng pagsunog sa gitna ng kahoy. So tandaan natin yung date, yung timeline na yon, 8,200 and 7,600 BC. So after nung canoeing, let's proceed naman to kayaking. In its etymology, kayaks or kayaks, meaning man's boat or hunter's boat, originated from the Inuit and Aleut tribes of Arctic North America. So medyo similar sila ng pinanggalingan since makikita natin yung salitang North America, but magkaiba ng tribo na pinanggalingan. Okay. So from its etymology, makikita na rin natin kung saang purpose ba ginagamit yung kayak or kung paano ba yung sistema noon ng kayaking. So by its meaning as hunter's boat, mapapansin natin na ginagamit talaga siya to hunt for food. Specifically, to hunt for marine life for food. For materials, whale fats were used to waterproof the boat. To improve the buoyancy, the natives placed air-filled bladders of the seal in the vessel. So na-encounter ulit natin yung salitang buoyancy. So importante na yung boat is buoyant enough para mag-float siya sa tubig. And sa pamamagitan ng air-filled bladders na yun, na-achieve natin yung buoyancy na kailangan natin para hindi lumubog yung kayak, lalo na kapag nandun na yung kayaker na nakapaloob sa kanya. How it is made. Interestingly, early kayaks were very individualized. So paano siya naging individualized? So basically, wala siyang specific standard or walang pare-parehas na sukat ang kayak noon. Nakadepende siya sa sukat ng kayaker. So individualized siya, fine-frame yung body niya dun sa mismong kayak para maging fit sa kanya yung kayak mismo. And at the same time, ang paggawa ng kayak is both joint effort ng man and his wife. So yung man yung gumagawa ng carpentry part, which is paggawa ng frame, samantalang yung asawa naman niya is ng seal para ma-cover yung frame. Okay? So makikita natin dito na may parte na ginagampanan ng kayaking sa culture ng tribo doon, and it is basically seen kung paano nagpa-participate or nagko-collaborate yung man and his wife or yung mag-asawa. Okay. Records. The oldest existing kayaks are exhibited in North America Department of the State Museum of Ethnology in Munich. So, ayan. That's a nice to know top idea. So ngayon na na-differentiate na natin yung kayak from canoe, let's proceed naman sa basic parts of canoe and kayak. Basic parts of a canoe. So ito yung basic parts of a canoe. So makikita natin dito sa illustration yung seat, yung thwart, yung yoke, yung bow or bow, yung stern, and yung keel. So ito naman yung definition or purpose ng bawat parts na to. Yoke is a beam in the center of a canoe that allows the canoe to rest on a person's shoulder when portaging. So nakikita natin tong parang meron siyang dent dito. Ito yung nag-a-allow sa atin na i-transport yung canoe or i-carry siya sa shoulder. Para since lightweight lang naman siya, madali siyang ma-carry and hindi ganong magkakaroon ng bruise yung mag-carry sa kanya once na pinlay siya sa shoulder. Next is thwart. Thwart are crossbars reinforcing the canoe and prevent sides from pulling apart under load. So, ito yung thwart and ang purpose niya is basically to support as inner support or interior support para hindi mag-bulge or para hindi masira ng tuluyan yung thwart or yung canoe rather. Stern ang tawag sa rear end. Ito siya, yung dulong part. Gunwale acts as a structural support and it defines the shape of the boat. So hindi na pinpoint sa image kung ano yung gunwale, but the gunwale is this green part here. Ito siya. Yan. Yung structure na nagde-define ng shape. So siya yung makikita natin na parang streamlined shape dito. Ayan. Yan siya. Yan ang gunwale. So it acts as structural support and shape definer. Next naman is yung bow, which is the front part. Ang stern ang back part or rear end, and bow naman is yung front part. Seat is for the paddler. Ayan siya. At the bow, nandyan siya sa front part. Kapag tandem. Kapag tandem kasi meron kang kasama. Dito siya sa likod. And she can or she may not do the paddling job. So dito naman tayo sa basic parts of a kayak. So mag-start tayo dito sa cockpit. Cockpit is the opening in the kayak's deck where the paddler sits. So ayan yung cockpit, makikita natin. Meron siyang upuan dito or kung saan naka-place yung paddler. Okay? Deck is the top half of the kayak. Ayan siya. Top half. Ito yung deck. Hatch covering on the deck where food and gears can be stored. So ito yung hatch, ito siya. Nabubuksan to para pwede ditong ilagay yung mga gears mo or yung pagkain mo in case man na gutumin ka sa activity mo, di ba? Hull, the bottom half of the kayak. Ito siya, yung pinakaibaba. Yan, yung pinakailalim. And last one is the foot brace where the found inside where the feet rest. So kagaya ng sinabi kanina, once na nakaupo na dito yung kayaker, he needs to extend his legs papasok dito sa foot brace kung saan nandun yung feet rest. At doon nakalagay yung paanong kayaker. And importante yon sa navigation or sa maneuvering ng mismong kayak. So ito pa, isa tong detailed depiction ng parts of the kayak. Ayun yung deck hatch. Ayan siya. Nabubuksan siya para doon ilagay yung iba't ibang gears. Ito yung cockpit, di ba? Yan siya. Ito yung seat, dyan nakaupo, and etc. So, nandito naman tayo sa paddles. Paddles are the equipment used to maneuver the boat. Single-bladed paddles were usually used for canoe, and double-bladed paddle are for kayak. So, ginagamit ang paddle para makapag-move yung boat sa water. Kagaya ng sinabi, to maneuver is to move or to direct the boat. Which is which? Just like boats, paddles also come in different kinds. So, iba-iba ang uri ng paddle at iba-iba rin sila ng efficiency sa pagmaneuver ng boat. At ang importanteng kailangan malaman or importanteng maisip natin na ang pag-choose or ang pagpili ng paddle ay nakadepende sa physique ng tao, sa size ng boat, and sa stroking preference mo. Ayan. Itong naka-bold dito, physique, size of the boat, and stroking preference. Okay, malinaw yon. So ito yung kayak paddle, kagaya ng description sa kanya. It has double blades. Ayan siya. First blade and second blade. Samantalang yung canoe paddle naman ay single blade lang. However, medyo longer yung shaft ng ibang paddle. Yung iba naman is shorter. Depende sa preference and sa physique nung canoer. Ito, nandito naman tayo sa parts of a kayak paddle. So mag-start tayo dito sa kayak paddle. Let us just go dun sa pinaka-basic and sa pinaka-importante. First is the shaft. Shaft yung hinahawakan natin sa paddle. Diyan naka-place yung hands natin. And diyan na-exert yung force. Next is the blade. Ayan yung blade. Ayan yung inilalagay natin or idinidip natin sa tubig para mag-propel yung bangka. Next is the throat. Throat yung nagko-connect ng blade sa shaft. And isang importanteng feature na meron ang kayak paddle is the power face and non-power face. Yeah. Power face and non-power face. Yung power face is para siyang naka-curve. And by its name, power, diyan na-exert yung more power to propel the boat compared sa non-power face. Okay? Next, dito naman tayo sa parts of a canoe paddle. So basic lang din, nandyan yung shaft kung saan doon naka-place yung one hand natin, isang kamay, kung saan doon i-exert yung greater force. Another one is the grip, or in other references, tinatawag siyang T-grip kung saan naman naka-place yung isang kamay natin. So basically, ang placement ng kamay is isa sa grip and isa sa shaft. Ganun din, meron din tong blade, which is a single blade and a throat that connects the blade to the shaft. Okay? So nandito na tayo. How does one start the canoeing and kayaking adventure? So in this part, merong 4 na steps or 4 na preparatory steps na dapat nating alamin, intindihin at unawain bago tayo mag-start ng canoeing and kayaking adventure. So first step, learn how to get in and out of the boat. So bago tayo mag-start ng kayaking and canoeing process, dapat alam muna natin kung paano ba pumasok or kung paano ba mag-get in at lumabas ng bangka. Importante dito ang balance, lalo na sa pagpasok sa boat dahil hindi ka naman papasok sa boat nang nasa lupa ka pa lang. Dapat ipe-place mo na siya sa water and then you may enter there. May tendency kasi na mag-rock or maging magalaw yung boat, lalo na kapag nasa tubig siya since hindi mo naman mapipigilan yung flow ng water. So, importante na ma-stabilize mo yung balance mo. Getting in a kayak. So, merong dalawang paraan kung paano pumasok sa isang kayak. First is entering the dock or dock and second is getting from the shore. So, dito muna tayo. By entering the dock, make sure that the paddle is within reach. So, kailangan madaling maabot yung paddle. Keep in mind that weight should be at the center line. Otherwise, the kayak will tip. So, ang basic way kung paano mo malalagay yung weight mo sa center line is yung pag-pin mo or pagpasok mo dun sa mismong cockpit. Hindi ka pwedeng doon sa bandang dulo or sa bandang unahan dahil may tendency talaga na mag-flip or mag-tip yung kayak mo. Then, lift self with the weight mainly supported by hand and move bottom to the cockpit. So once na nandun ka na sa cockpit, pwede mo nang i-extend yung legs mo hanggang sa marating mo yung footrest. And then, you're good to go na. Pero, hindi pa doon natatapos yun. Nakapasok ka pa lang doon sa kayak mo. Next is getting from the shore. So, parehas lang din. Pero this time, taking a firm hold from the back of the cockpit, combing with the paddle held between thumb and the combing, while the other hand is keeping the paddle fixed. Keeping the paddle fixed on the rock. So, importante dito na i-rest mo muna yung paddle, yung kayak mo against a rock para magkaroon ka ng support sa balance. And then, tsaka ka papasok doon sa cockpit, hawak mo na yung paddle mo. While other hand is keeping the paddle fixed on the rock. Okay? Sit carefully over the combing. Keep the body weight on the feet. Lift one foot inside the cockpit and remember to keep balance. Getting out of the kayak is done in the same way but in opposite order. So, kung paano ka pumasok, parang counterpart naman nun kung paano ka lalabas. So, palaging tatandaan na sa pagpasok at paglabas ng kayak, importante to keep and stabilize your balance. Okay? So, nandito naman tayo sa part na getting in a canoe. So, paano ba siya ginagawa? So, meron ding two ways. First is entering from the shore and second is entering the dock. So, basically, kapag tandem canoe, unang papasok yung nasa back part or yung nasa seat. Tsaka papasok yung paddler. Okay? Parehas lang din, papasok ka with your supporting the gunwale para hindi maalog yung boat. And then, keeping the balance at the center of the canoe. Okay? Next naman is entering the dock. Kapag sa dock ka naman galing and enter ka na ng canoe or papasok ka na sa canoe mo, kailangan parallel or horizontally naka-place yung canoe sa dock para hindi ganoong maalog or ma-shiver yung canoe mo. Get in the boat one at a time, taking turns in holding the boat steadily. Okay? Remember to always place the paddle at the end of the canoe. At palaging malapit dapat sa'yo yung paddle mo para hindi ka or para hindi na magkaroon ng inconvenience. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa first one which is learn how to get in and out of the canoe. Ngayon naman, for the second one is learn the correct posture. So importante na alam natin kung paano ba ang right posture sa habang nandun ka na sa canoe. Kasi hindi ka pwedeng slouchy at hindi ka rin naman pwedeng sobrang firm or stiff. In canoeing, the first thing to do is relax. This way, the muscles will not be too tight. Okay. So just lean slightly forward. Hindi mo kailangan super straight. Okay lang na medyo may pagka-lean forward, pero minimal lang. Okay? So the back should be straight. The legs should be slightly bent. Since nasa canoe ka naman, meron kang upuan. So make sure na comfortable ka and relaxed habang nagkakanoe. And lastly, too much leaning forward like restricts lang capacity. So wag ka masyadong slouchy kasi in every row na gagawin mo or in every paddle na gagawin mo, may tendency na makompress yung thoracic part mo, and that will hinder your lung capacity. Okay? Next naman, in kayaking, good posture is key if one wants to use the body efficiently. So, tama yon. Importante na tama ang posture mo or meron kang good posture para makuha mo talaga yung health benefits na kayang ibigay ng kayaking. Do not lean on the backrest. Just keep relaxing your shoulder and sit straight. So nakaupo ka ng straight. Samantalang yung paa mo naman or yung while your legs are together and feet against the foot pegs or the footrest. So nandun lang siya, straight siya. And importante na straight siya and hindi siya ganoong naka-bend dahil importante din ang feet part natin sa pag-maneuver ng kayaking. Lastly, keeping legs together allow better torso rotation and more efficient paddling. So kapag straight yung legs and naka-rest ng maayos yung feet natin sa foot pegs or footrest, mas madali nating mamamaneuver yung kayak or mas madali nating makokontrol, mahahawakan, at magagamit yung paddle na meron tayo. Okay? Third one, learn the proper way of holding the paddle. So, tapos na tayo sa kung paano pumasok sa loob ng kayak or canoe. Tapos na rin tayo kung paano yung tamang posture habang nasa loob ka ng kayak and canoe. Ngayon naman, kung paano yung tamang paghawak ng paddle or ng sagwan. Okay, in canoeing, holding the paddle incorrectly causes loss of power during forward stroke and puts the paddler's body in an awkward position. So kagaya nga ng nasabi kanina, kapag mali ang hawak mo or kapag mali ang grip mo sa paddle, maaapektuhan na yung pag-propel mo ng boat at maging yung posture mo. So ayaw nating mangyari yon kasi hindi natin makukuha yung full benefits or full health benefits ng activity sa katawan natin. So paano ba dapat hawakan yung paddle ng canoe? First one, T-grip of the paddle should be held by top hand with full palms covering it. So ipinakita ko na kanina sa inyo yung grip. So nandun nakalagay yung isang kamay, basically yung kamay na nakasanayan mong ipangsulat. For example, kung kaliwete ka, so yung kaliwang kamay, and kung kanan ka naman, it's your right hand. Next is to hold, using the other hand, hold the shaft and not the throat. Importante na sa shaft tayo hahawak dahil doon natin may exert yung enough na force para ma-propel natin yung canoe. The bottom, kagaya ng sinabi dito, the bottom hand holds the shaft and not the throat. Sa pamamagitan din nun, makakapag-generate tayo ng most power and magkakaroon tayo ng balance and accuracy sa stroke natin. So kumbaga, mapropropel natin ng maayos yung canoe kapag tama yung grip or tama yung placement ng kamay natin dun sa canoe paddle. Okay. Next naman, in kayaking naman, the recommended grip is usually the distance between the two elbows. So paano ba ginagawa yon? Hold the paddle above the center over the head. So hawakan mo yung paddle habang nasa taas. Adjust your hands so that your elbows are at right angle. So doon mo makikita habang ng right angle, doon mo makikita kung gaano ba yung distance and kung ano yung suitable na grip ng paddle para sa iyo. The front has a cup-like shape also known as the power face. So yung cup-like shape na yon, which is the power face, create the most power. So importante na tinutwist din natin yung paddle sa tuwing mag-dip tayo from each side alternately. And Importante din na tama yung paraan ng pagpaddle natin. Sa pagpaddle, hindi lang arms yung ginagamit, bagkus ginagamit din natin yung torso. Kailangan nagtutwist yung torso. So kumbaga kapag dito maglilin ng onte dito yung torso mo at hindi lang siya puro arms. Kasi hindi magkakaroon ng effect yung kayaking dun sa mismong torso or sa katawan natin. Okay? Last one, let us learn the basics of making the boat move forward. So there are many strokes in paddling, but the purpose of knowing the basics, this discussion will focus on one stroke, which is the forward stroke. So forward stroke yung ginagawa para makapag-propel yung kayak and canoe forward or para makagalaw siya sa tubig. In canoeing, paddling forward is the most basic and important stroke as this will bring you to places. So, paddling forward or forward stroke, importante siya to locomote or to maneuver the boat efficiently. Merong tatlong paraan para magawa ang paddling forward at ito ay yung or three phases kumbaga. First phase is the catch, second is the power phase, and the third is exit and recovery. One is catch. This is the start of the stroke where the blade enters the water. So dito, dito yung part ng pag-dip ng blade sa tubig. Shoulder is used, not the elbow. Tandaan natin yon as the axis of movement. So kumbaga, hindi siya sa siko, sa shoulder siya. So doon nagaganap ang movement, ang axis of movement or nandun yung center ng movement kumbaga. So hindi siya ganon na stagnant lang yung shoulder, kasama yung shoulder sa paggalaw. Nandito yung procedure kung paano ginagawa yung catch, and this one is self-explanatory. You can read this in the module. Excessive leaning will wear out the paddler faster as he or she is fighting gravity's pull, and slouching will make it difficult to use strength in the shoulders effectively. So importante na tama ang posture natin habang ginagawa natin yung catch phase. Kasi sa tuwing nagli-lean forward tayo excessively or naka-lean back naman, nalalabanan natin yung gravity and mahirap labanan ng gravity kasi it will cost you much force to propel. Kung gusto mong mas madaling magalaw or mamaneuver yung bangka mo, kailangan ng tamang posture and tamang paraan ng pagpaddle. Okay? Understood. Second is the power phase. Power phase, from the word power, is the strong stroke that will move the boat forward. Sa power phase, nandoon yung enough power or force na i-generate natin habang nagpapaddle tayo para tuluyan ng gumalaw yung boat. Kagaya din nung umpisa, nandito yung procedure kung paano siya ginagawa. You can read this and analyze this completely in the module, and this one is self-explanatory. Okay? Ito pa. The stroke ends when the torso rotation brings the paddle back to the hip. Balik na sa'yo once na bumalik na sa hips mo yung paddle, meaning tapos na yung isang cycle ng power phase. From the catch phase to the power phase stroke, the toes, leg, hip, torso, and shoulder all work smoothly together and in coordination. So, ayun. Last phase is exit and recovery. The stroke is finished when the body rotation is complete. At exit, the blade moves out of the water to the side. Okay, so last part or last phase is exit and recovery. Masasabi natin na tapos na yung isang paddling stroke kapag yung body rotation natin is complete na. Kumbaga, from catch to power phase na nag-exert na tayo ng force hanggang sa makabalik yung paddle sa may bandang hip natin, that is when we finished the cycle. Ngayon naman, sa pag-recover natin ng paddle, importante na hindi siya ganun kataas or hindi siya ganun ka-lifted sa water. Bakit? Kasi magkakaroon ng difference ng pressure and mahihirapan na ulit tayong i-paddle siya ng ganun ka-efficient kagaya ng unang paddle natin. Importante na medyo malapit pa rin siya sa tubig to avoid catching the wind and avoid exerting much more force to propel again. Okay. Ito naman. In kayaking, the torso and legs will do most of the work. The shoulder and arms will be used to transfer power. Just like in canoeing, one paddles by rotating the torso while keeping the arms straight. So, importante na straight pa rin ang arms and torso rotations ang gagamitin natin to do the paddling work. Sinasabi dito na torso and legs do most of the work. And yung shoulder at arms, ang ginagamit lang siya to transfer power or to transfer the force dun sa kayaking paddle natin as we dip it and maneuver the boat. Ito. Paano ba natin sisimulan yung paddling? First one, the blade is facing front. Place the blade in the water close to the feet and to the kayak's waterline. So, kailangan close lang siya sa waterline ng kayak and hindi tayo nag-extend too much or malayo ng onte dun sa boat natin. The lower arm should be almost straight. Press the stroke side foot firmly against the foot peg. So, yung paa natin, gagamitin natin siya to press the foot peg firmly. And then, using the muscles in the torso, we can get more power as we propel or as we maneuver the boat using the paddle kapag tinitwist natin siya or iniikot. Importante na pag paddle natin is kasama yung torso and hindi lang isolated yung shoulders natin and yung arms nagagalaw. Keep the arm relaxed and hold the paddle loosely so muscles can rest. Importante na hindi ganun ka-firm yung grip natin. Dapat relaxed and loose. Hindi siya super loose na parang wala ka ng force na binibigay sa kanya. Yung relaxed and comfortable grip na hindi ganun kinocompressed yung arms natin at hindi rin ganun ka-loose para mabitawan natin yung kayak. Keep the upper hand at about an eye level to move across the body. Move the blade out of the water and prepare for the next stroke. Tapos na tayo sa kung paano ba natin sisimulan ang ating kayaking and canoeing adventure. Naipakita na rin natin yung iba't ibang preparatory practices and procedure na dapat nating alam. Kagaya ng pagmaneuver ng boat and paggamit ng paddle. Yung further explanation nun and discussion is makikita nyo pa sa module and feel free to read that and analyze that dahil importanteng malaman nyo siya thoroughly. Okay? Ngayon naman, mag-proceed tayo sa benefits or what are the health-related benefits of paddling. So, canoeing and kayaking are activities that can range from low to high intensity levels. So, merong kayaking and canoeing activity na for leisure lang, yung ginagawa mo lang siya just to explore the scene or to explore the river, the lakes, and the scenery or the greenery. Meron din namang sports activity ang canoeing and paddling. Ginagawa rin siya as sports or as competition. So doon, tumataas yung intensity level niya sa FIT principle. Paddling will work out the muscles and the heart, and thus will improve one's aerobic fitness, strength, and flexibility. So paano yon? First, aerobic fitness. Repetitive movement ng arms and torso natin yung ginagawa sa pagmaneuver ng kayak and canoe. So in that way, once na nagkakaroon ng repetitive movement, nai-improve na yung circulation in that part of the body. And since overall, most part naman ng body natin is yung ginagamit natin sa pagmaneuver ng canoe and ng kayak, meaning overall circulation, blood circulation natin is na-improve. And at the same time, since nakakonect siya sa heart, nagkakaroon ng regulation sa ating heart rate. Next naman is muscular strength. Ito yung na-generate natin as we glide and exert force dun sa paddle para ma-maneuver natin or mapagalaw natin yung boat. Sa strength, nai-improve yung muscular strength natin specifically sa parts ng ating shoulders, torso, arms, and even legs. Last naman is flexibility. So as long as namumove natin ng maayos yung mga joints natin sa arms and even sa torso, nai-improve na rin nun yung flexibility natin as well as yung pag-practice natin ng correct posture as we do the activity. So ito yung specific health benefits ng kayaking and canoeing. First one is to improve cardiovascular fitness for better circulation and heart health. Second is stronger muscles and endurance, particularly dun sa mga parts ng katawan natin na ginagamit natin extensively habang nagkakanu and nagkakayak tayo. Last naman is development of torso and the leg strength. To power the canoe, kayak comes mainly from rotating the torso and applying pressure with your legs. So ayan ang specific health benefits ng paddling activities. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa main discussion. Mag-proceed naman tayo sa iba't ibang activity na makikita natin at sasagutan natin as we explore the module. For activity 2 or learning task 2, what's more, difference between kayak and canoe. Dito, we are tasked to make a Venn diagram showing the differences and similarities of a canoe and a kayak. So tandaan, canoe and kayak ang dinidifferentiate natin. May chance kasi na magka-overlap ang canoeing and kayaking. So importante na mag-stick tayo dun sa sinasabi ng directions. So paano ba siya gagawin? Etong part na to is given to para sa canoe. Ano yung specific characteristics na meron ang canoe na wala sa kayak. Dito naman is the opposite. Ano yung characteristics na meron ang kayak na wala sa canoe. And sa gitna naman is yung similarities na meron silang dalawa. For example, canoe uses single-bladed paddle, while kayak uses double-bladed paddle. Ang similarities nilang dalawa is yung material na pinanggalingan nila during the ancient times. So, pwedeng ganun. Okay. Next naman is what I have learned. Oh, I'm sorry. Next is what I have learned. Learning task number 3, parts of canoe and kayak. So this one is a crossword puzzle and ito tong interactive crossword puzzle since nakakaroon ng exercise sa brain natin. Match the number of the given clues to the boxes placed across or down the grid. So it's clues. Ito yung iba't ibang clue na kailangan na magagamit natin para ma-identify. Ito yung iba't ibang clue na magagamit natin para ma-identify kung ano ba ang word na hinahanap for a particular itong word na ito. Halimbawa, number 2, covering on the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meron siyang 5 letters. So, ano ba siya? Number 4, crossbars reinforcing the canoe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 letters. Ano ba siya? Is it the thwart? Is it the gunwale? Is it the hatch? Alin doon? So, ganun. And for the last activity, for what I can do, learning task number 4, my bucket list. So dito makikita natin ang creative prowess and artistic skills ninyo dahil ito ang ating direction. Think of one or more aquatic activities that you dreamt of doing with your loved ones, family, or friends when the pandemic is over. You can draw them in a one whole sheet of paper and make your drawing colorful. You can also write your reflection below with your drawing. So yung reflection, pwede siyang explanation kung bakit yun ang napili mong activity, kung bakit yun ang gusto mong activity kasama ang pamilya mo, and etc. So it is all about your artistic prowess. So, ngayon, tapos na yung discussion natin for lesson 2 of module 2 in the topic of aquatic activities, kayaking, and canoeing. So you can still scan your modules or read your modules para malaman nyo pa deeper and thoroughly kung ano ba talaga yung pwedeng i-offer ng kayaking and canoeing sa atin. So that's it for today. Goodbye. And thank you for listening.